I never thought a single text could destroy me. I stared at my phone, numb, scrolling through Clara's message again and again. I can't do this anymore. You're holding me back. I need someone who can give me more. My hands trembled. Holding you back, I whispered to myself, laughter strangled in my throat. I gave everything. Everything, Clara. Alex knocked on my door before I could reply to anyone else. Dude, you okay? His voice sounded normal, casual, but I could feel the tension in it, like he already knew. I didn't answer. I just shoved the phone into my pocket and sank into the chair. Alex sat across from me. Talk to me, man. You look like someone punched you in the gut. Is that what it feels like? A punch, I muttered. No, it's worse. It's like everything I built, everything I believed in just crumbled overnight. Alex leaned forward. She left. Yeah. But you can't let this break you. You're stronger than that. I laughed bitterly, almost a choke. Stronger? Alex, I trusted her with my life, my dreams, and she mocked them, mocked me. Do you even get it? I get it, he said softly. I get that you're hurt, but you're not powerless. Not yet. I shook my head. Powerless is the right word. I feel like I'm falling in an endless hole and no one can catch me. She doesn't even think about what she's done. She's gone, Alex. Gone like I never existed. You existed, man. To me, to yourself. He tried to place a hand on my shoulder, but I pulled away. Dante touched me. Don't, nothing. Okay, he said, holding up his hands. I get it. I'm not going to pretend I know how to fix this. But you can't stay in this pit forever. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. You know what's worse? I said after a pause. I can't stop thinking about what I should have done differently. Every word, every little thing. I keep replaying it like a broken tape in my head. Alex's sigh was heavy. Stop blaming yourself. Clara made the choice. That's on her, not you. I felt my chest tighten. Yeah, on her. She laughed at my plans, Alex. She said they were childish. Do you know how it feels when the person you love thinks your dreams are jokes? Every late night, every sacrifice worthless to her? Alex rubbed his face. I get it. I really do. But you can't stay here whining. You have to do something. Anything. Don't let this define you. Define me. I snapped. She already did. She made me nothing. And maybe one day, I'll make her wish she never walked away. My voice was low, dangerous. I hadn't admitted that thought to anyone yet, but Alex's silence told me he heard it. You're talking about revenge? He asked carefully. Maybe, maybe not. I didn't want to say it out loud, not fully. Right now, I just feel hollow, empty. I can't even sleep. I keep seeing her face, her smile, like she's mocking me all over again. And no one can fix this. No one. Alex leaned back, studying me. I've known you for years. You don't give up easily. You might be hurt now, but I know something. You're going to rise. You'll figure out how to take back control, and you'll probably surprise yourself. I chuckled darkly. Control. That's a nice word. Maybe that's what I need. Control. Maybe I'll show her that leaving me wasn't the best decision of her life. Maybe I'll show her what she lost. Alex shook his head, half in disbelief, half in warning. Just don't lose yourself in it. Revenge is a dangerous road. I know, I said quietly, more to myself than to him. But right now, it's the only thing that feels real. We sat in silence for a long time. I stared at the floor, my mind buzzing with anger, heartbreak, and the first sparks of something darker, something that wouldn't let me stay broken. Something that whispered she hasn't seen the last of me. Alex eventually left, giving me space, but his words lingered. I was alone, truly alone, except for the storm inside me. I clenched my fists and whispered to the empty room, I'll rise from this, and she'll regret leaving me. She has no idea what she just did. And for the first time since her departure, I felt something stir a flicker of purpose in the wreckage, a tiny, burning ember that would not die. I logged onto my social media account, hoping for nothing, fearing everything. The first post I saw made my stomach drop. Clara, smiling, holding a bottle of champagne with Ryan, her new perfect boyfriend, captioned, "Finally free to chase what I really want. Dreams don't wait for anyone." I threw my phone across the couch. "You have to be kidding me." Alex's voice came through my earphones. "What is it? Another message from her?" "Worse," I growled. "She's mocking me publicly. Can you believe that?" "I can believe it. That's Clara," Alex sighed. "Man, you've been blindsided. But you can't let this eat you alive."
I trusted her, Alex.
Every late night, every sacrifice, every plan I made, she laughed at all of it. And now she's parading it online. I clenched my fists. "Do you get it? It's not just leaving. It's humiliation." "Yeah, I get it. But you need to breathe, okay? Revenge isn't the only path here." I shook my head. "Revenge? Maybe not yet. But I can't just stay broken. I won't." The next day at work, Daniel introduced himself. "Hey, I'm Daniel, new in marketing. Heard you're the guy with the killer project ideas?" I forced a small smile. "Yeah, that's me at least. Before my world got turned upside down." He raised an eyebrow. "Rough day?" "You could say that," I admitted. "Let's just say someone close to me decided my dreams weren't good enough and humiliated me for it." Daniel's expression didn't soften. "So what are you going to do about it?" I laughed bitterly. "Do about it? I don't know, cry rage? Try to get her back?" "No," he said firmly. "You're better than that. Trust me, the only thing that matters is what you control. Your life, your actions, your future. Not her choices." His words hit me harder than I expected. Control. Yeah, easier said than done. Daniel leaned back in his chair. "Tell me, what do you want right now?" I swallowed. I want her to feel nothing. Or maybe regret. But mostly I want to stop feeling like this, hollow, weak, pathetic, and start there. Stop letting her define your emotions. Later that week, I ran into Clara's friend Melissa at the cafe. She smiled, too bright to knowing. "Hey, I saw what happened." "Wow, I didn't think she'd do that to you." "Do what?" I asked, though I already knew. "She posted about you online. Said your dreams were childish, that you'd never get anywhere." "I'm sorry, really." You're sorry?" Melissa nodded. "I know it hurt you, but maybe she's not worth your energy? Not worth my energy?" I snapped. "She was my everything." And now my voice caught. "Now she's everything I hate." Melissa put a hand on my arm. "I get it. But holding on to this, it's poison. You need to decide. Fight, forgive, or move on. Your choice." I pulled away. "My choice." "Yeah, my choice." I remembered all those nights we planned together, the dreams she mocked. I remembered every sacrifice, every hope I'd pinned on her. And I felt the fire rise that Ember Alex had noticed before. Daniel stopped by my desk later. "You look like hell." "I feel like hell," I muttered. "Then stop feeling like it. Do something. Even small. Prove to yourself that you're bigger than this betrayal." I stared at him. "Do you really think I can?" "I know you can. And if you don't, you'll let her win twice, once by leaving, and again by keeping you down." That night, I sat alone, phone in hand. Clara's post stared at me like a challenge. Anger coursed through me. But this time it wasn't just pain, it was clarity. "I won't be broken forever," I whispered to myself. "She might think she's won, but she's wrong. Every late night, every insult, every laugh at me, she see it eventually, and I'll be the one standing." I thought about Daniel's advice, Alex's warnings, Melissa's sympathy. I realized something. This wasn't just about revenge. This was about reclaiming my life, my self-worth, and my dignity. And with that thought, I made a decision. I would rise. Not for Clara, not for anyone else. For me, I set my phone down and closed my eyes. The pain was still there, sharp, raw. But now, beneath it, there was determination. A fire. A plan forming. I would take back control. I would rebuild myself. stronger, smarter, and untouchable. And if Clara ever thought she could break me again, she would be mistaken. For the first time since the betrayal, I slept that night without tears, and I knew tomorrow I would start my path to something better, something bigger, something that she could never destroy. I stared at my reflection in the mirror, messy hair, dark circles, and a face that looked smaller, somehow like life had sucked the color out of me. I muttered to myself, "Time to fix this for me." Alex popped into the kitchen. "You're staring at your own reflection again. Planning revenge in your head?" I shook my head. "Not revenge. Just figuring out who I am without her," he chuckled. "Good. Start with small wins. Gym, work, sleep. You'll see one day, it all adds up." "I know," I said, but my voice lacked conviction. "Easier said than done. You're making excuses," Alex said bluntly. "She's gone. Focus on what you can control." "That's you." "I guess," I murmured. "But it's not just her. It's me too." I let her define me. I depended on her validation. Every decision, every hope, I wanted her approval more than my own. "Alex." Alex's eyes softened. "Then start giving it to yourself. Stop handing it to people who don't deserve it." Later that day, I carried my laptop down the hallway when I bumped into Mia, my neighbor. "Hey, careful there," she said with a warm smile. "You look like you could use a cup of coffee." "Yeah, I probably do," I admitted. She laughed softly. "I know the feeling. Life throws punches. Sometimes you just need to sip something hot and breathe." "I wish it were that simple," I muttered. "Nothing simple about starting over," she said. "But it's worth it. Trust me. You'll find new paths, even if you're still mad about the old ones." Her words struck me differently than anyone else's. I realized she wasn't pitying me, she was offering perspective. New paths. Yeah, maybe I can try that. Over the next few days, I started small. Early morning runs, extra hours at work. Every email I sent, every project I finished felt like reclaiming a tiny piece of myself. Alex stopped by one evening. "See that? You're moving. Progress. Don't downplay it." "I feel lighter," I said, surprised. "Even though the memories hit sometimes, I don't feel trapped in them anymore." "You're learning," Alex said. "That's all that matters." I kept thinking about Mia's words. One evening, she waved me over as I carried groceries in. "Hey, want to join me for a cup? Just to talk." I hesitated. "I don't want to bother you with all this." She shook her head. "You're not bothering anyone? Talking helps. You'll see it for yourself." I sat down across from her. I guess I've been focusing too much on her. On what she did, how she left me, and I forgot I have my own life to rebuild. Mia nodded. "Exactly. Don't get me wrong, revenge or karma can be tempting, but it won't fix the part of you that's still hurting. Only you can do that." I smiled faintly. "I'm starting to see that. Maybe I've been so focused on what I lost that I forgot what I still have." "And what do you have?" she asked. I thought for a moment. "I have friends. I have opportunities. I have me. And maybe that's enough to start." "Exactly." Mia grinned. "One step at a time. And soon enough, those steps add up to something bigger than pain." Right. That night, I reflected on everything: Alex's advice, Mia's perspective, my small victories. I realized I'd been surviving until now, but now I was living. Slowly, deliberately, I was reclaiming myself. I pulled out my notebook and wrote, "Today, I did something for me. Tomorrow, I'll do more." For the first time in weeks, I didn't feel like I was falling. I felt like I was climbing. And though Clara's shadow lingered, it no longer had the power to blind me. I whispered to myself, "I'll rise from this. For me, not for her." And for the first time, I believed it. I didn't expect to see her there. Clara, across the crowded room at the business gala.
Ow.
Smiling, elegant, untouchable, or so she thought. My chest tightened. Familiar ache mixed with something darker. Anger and something I wasn't ready to admit. Alex leaned closer. voice low. Dude, stay calm. Don't let her see you lose it. I'm not going to lose it, I muttered. But my voice was shaky. It's hard to look away. Gave me a sidelong glance. Yeah, I know. But focus. This is a business event, not a therapy session. I nodded, trying to steady myself, and noticed her partner, Ryan, hovering nearby. He didn't look as impressive, up close, nervous, unsure, eyes darting. Clara's smile was confident, rehearsed, but I caught a flicker of uncertainty. Daniel appeared behind me. You see it, right? That crack in her armor? I hesitated. Yeah, I see it. But I don't know if I should engage, he suggested. No. Observe, learn. Opportunities come when they least expect it. I clenched my fists in my pockets. Opportunities for what? Revenge? Karma? Daniel smirked. Depends on how smart you are. Right now, control is the key. You control your actions, not her. I swallowed, walking toward the refreshments. Clara noticed me immediately, head tilting. Her eyes flicked to Ryan, then back to me, as if she were surprised. Wow, she said, voice smooth, a little too casual. I didn't expect to see you here. I smiled faintly. Funny, I could say the same. Business events, small world. Ryan cleared his throat behind her. Hey, hi. I ignored him, focusing on Clara. You look different, I said carefully. Confident, she smirked. Confidence comes naturally when you finally get what you want. Something in her tone reminded me of the arrogance I'd hated. And Ryan? He seemed supportive. Clara's smile faltered slightly, and I caught it just a flicker. Yeah, supportive enough. Her voice softened for a fraction of a second. Then she straightened, putting the mask back on. Anyway, how's everything? Work? Life? I shrugged. Better. Focusing on myself these days, it's empowering, actually. You've changed, she said, studying me. Not just physically. There's something different. Growth, I said simply. I'm learning not to let people define me. Her lips twitched like she wanted to argue, but she didn't. Ryan cleared his throat again, awkwardly. We should mingle? Clara glanced at him, hesitated, then nodded. Sure, later. She looked back at me. Be seeing you, I guess? I watched them walk away, noting the stiffness in her movements, the hesitation in her smile. She wanted to look untouchable, but I could see the cracks. Alex's voice buzzed in my ear. Don't get carried away. She's baiting your emotions. Keep it cool, I exhaled slowly. No. It's just hard not to think about everything we had. Everything she threw away. Exactly why you have to stay sharp, Daniel said. You're seeing her vulnerabilities. That's power. Not just anger, not just revenge control. Turn this into advantage. I frowned. Advantage how? Daniel leaned in, whispering. Observe, plan, and let karma do the work. You don't have to attack. Let her realize what she lost while you keep building yourself. The right moment, you'll know it. I nodded slowly, trying to internalize it. Anger and longing were still there, buzzing in my chest, but now mingled with purpose. I realized the spark Alex and Daniel had noticed before was burning stronger empowerment, not just pain. The rest of the evening I kept my distance, watching. Clara laughed at a joke Ryan made, but the laughter didn't reach her eyes. She leaned closer to Ryan as if rehearsing intimacy, and I saw her hesitate, almost like she was testing herself. I whispered under my breath, she's not perfect, not invincible. She never was. Alex chuckled softly beside me. Finally, you're seeing it. Daniel added, now keep that in mind. Every action, every word, think before you move. That's how you turn this around without losing yourself. I looked at Clara again, the confident mask barely hiding her insecurity. I felt a strange mix of old longing and new strength. She may have left me, humiliated me, but now I held the advantage. I won't let her break me again, I muttered, more firmly this time. I'll rise from this, and she'll realize what she lost, without me even having to try. Alex nodded, satisfied. That's the spirit. Stay focused. And for the first time that evening, I didn't feel anger or longing alone. I felt power, calm, precise, and unstoppable. I saw Clara's name pop up on my calendar, another networking event. My stomach twisted, but I reminded myself this wasn't about her. It was about control, about reclaiming what she tried to take. Daniel appeared behind me at the office. "You ready for this?" he asked, smirking. "I don't know," I admitted. "Seeing her again, it's raw." "Good," he said. "Raw keeps you sharp. But remember, don't attack. Observe, plan, influence. Subtlety wins more than rage." I nodded, recalling every slight, every mock, every laugh she'd thrown at me. Subtlety, huh? Yes. Start small. Your work, your reputation, your relationships. Build yourself and let her feel it without realizing you're orchestrating it. The night came. Clara walked in with Ryan, glancing around like she owned the room. I stayed back, mingling, but I noticed her friends approaching me. "Hey, you're here," said Melissa, her smile slightly strained. "I didn't think we'd see you after, you know." "I'm here," I said simply. "Business first." "Right," she said. "Of course, but you seem different." I smiled faintly. "I've been working on myself." Melissa's eyes flicked toward Clara. "She notices, doesn't she?" "Maybe," I said carefully. "But it's not about her noticing. It's about me stepping up for me." Later, Clara approached, her smile sharp, controlled. "I see you're doing well," she said. "People are talking. Good things." I asked, letting the words hang. "Depends," she said, hesitating for a split second. Then, "I suppose so." I let a pause stretch. I've focused on projects, networking people appreciate honesty and results. Her lips pressed together. "I didn't expect this from you. Why would you?" I asked softly. "You left me thinking I was nothing. Now I'm everything I was meant to be without waiting for approval." Ryan appeared beside her, awkward. Maybe we should." I ignored him. Clara's glance flicked nervously. "You've changed," she said, voice lower. "Not changed. I just stopped letting others define me," I said. I stopped letting humiliation decide my worth. Later, I caught Daniel in the corner. "She's noticing," he said quietly. "Subtle cracks. That's progress. Keep moving carefully." "I feel strange," I admitted. "Seeing her falter, part of me enjoys it. Another part worries I'm going too far." "Balance," he said. "Don't lose yourself in her fall. Your rise should be about you, not just her regret." I nodded, thinking of Mia's words. Revenge without losing your soul. I realized this was exactly what she meant. I wanted karma, but I didn't want bitterness to define me. By the end of the evening, I'd mingled with Clara's social circle, subtly redirecting conversations, letting my professionalism and wit shine. I noticed whispers, glances, the subtle tension that hadn't existed before. She was aware, though she would never admit it, that I was no longer beneath her. I approached her once more. "I hope you're enjoying the evening," I said lightly. Clara's eyes narrowed. "I am, but it feels different." "Different how?" I asked, smiling just enough to unsettle her. "You're confident. Too confident. And people notice," she admitted. "Maybe they notice what's always been there," I said. I just stopped hiding it. Her face tightened, a flicker of unease passing through her eyes. Ryan coughed awkwardly, and I let the moment linger. I moved away, letting the atmosphere speak for me. Every glance, every interaction, had planted a seed. Clara could feel it, subtle yet undeniable. Daniel caught up to me as I stepped outside for air. "You did well." She's shaken. Not broken, but aware. "That's enough for now." I exhaled slowly. It feels good, but also wrong. I'm not sure if I crossed a line in enjoying this. Daniel smiled knowingly. "You're learning. That line, it's yours to define. But remember, true power comes from control, not vengeance alone." I nodded, staring at the night sky. Clara might have left me, humiliated me, but now I was rising. Subtly, carefully, every step calculated. She would feel it eventually without me having to crush her. It's myself. And that realization, It was intoxicating. I heard whispers before I saw her. Clara's project had failed spectacularly. People were talking, subtle but pointed, and I didn't feel the satisfaction I expected. Alex leaned in as we walked past. You see that? She's losing ground. Finally, I shook my head. It doesn't feel like victory. It just reminds me how much she used to matter to me. Careful, Alex warned. Don't let old feelings cloud your judgment. She's vulnerable. But that's not your fight anymore. I nodded, though the tension in my chest lingered. Later, I ran into Clara herself in the hallway, her eyes wide, fingers fidgeting. You're everywhere, she said, voice tight. Apparently, I said lightly, seems our paths keep crossing. I don't know how you're doing this. Everything's falling apart for me. My team, the Projectrian, he's skeptical now. I raised an eyebrow. Really? Skeptical how? He thinks I'm not handling things well. She cut herself off, swallowing. It's frustrating. I didn't expect this. You didn't? I asked softly. Seems like you're facing consequences naturally. Clara's eyes flicked downward. I didn't think I'd be noticed like this. Not this way. People are doubting me. I can feel it. I wanted to say something cruel to let her humiliation land fully, but a different thought stopped me. This isn't about crushing her. This is about me. Maybe, I said. Instead, it's just life showing you reality. Nothing more. Her gaze lifted sharp now. And you seem unstoppable? Even when I thought I left you behind? I smiled faintly. Not unstoppable. Just focused. I learned something. Anger only drives you so far. Beyond that control, purpose, growth, that's power. Her lips pressed together, tight. You changed. Not changed, I said. I just stopped letting others define me, including you. She flinched slightly, then straightened. So what now? Are you satisfied? I shook my head. Satisfaction? Not from this. For me. I'm building my life. My success doesn't depend on your downfall. Clara's voice lowered, almost a whisper. I underestimated you. I thought leaving that I'd gain everything. But maybe I lost more than I realized. I nodded, internal conflict swirling. Part of me wanted to say, yes. Feel it. Feel every second of it. Another part reminded me, true victory isn't cruelty. It's rising above. Daniel appeared beside me later. Saw that encounter? How did it feel? Strange, I admitted. Seeing her struggle, but not enjoying it? I feel free, empowered. Like I don't need to prove anything to her anymore. Good, he said. That's the turning point. Revenge is hollow. Growth is real. You're learning to separate the two. I exhaled slowly. I realize that now. I thought I needed her downfall to feel whole. But I don't. My life, my control, that's enough. Alex nudged me. She's not harmless. But she's losing naturally. Don't waste energy dragging her down. Focus on yourself. I nodded again, conviction rising. I'll rise. For me, not to hurt or not to prove anything, just because I can. That night, I replayed the day in my head. Clara's desperation, Ryan's doubts, the cracks in her confidence. I could have exploited them, but I didn't want to. Instead, I felt lighter. I whispered into the quiet room. I'm done letting anger define me. I'm done letting her shadow control me. This is mine. My life, my growth. Mia called that evening. Hey, you sound different, better. I am, I said. It's weird I thought I wanted revenge, but I just want to live fully without bitterness. That's good, she said softly. That's real power. I smiled, finally understanding. My rise didn't require her fall. And though Clara's world was unraveling, I didn't need to celebrate it. I had what mattered: freedom, purpose, and strength I hadn't known I possessed. Looking out the window, I whispered, this is the turning point. From now on, I decide the rules. Not her, not anyone, just me. and for the first time in months, I truly believed it. I didn't expect how tense it would feel when I saw her alone in the quiet cafe. Clara, sitting stiffly, hands wrapped around a cup of coffee like it could steady her nerves. She looked nervous, vulnerable, the confident mask I'd remembered, cracked just enough to notice. "You came," she said, voice low. "I didn't think you would." "I did," I replied, taking a seat across from her. "We need to talk." She swallowed hard. I need to apologize. I was selfish. I didn't think about you. About us. I looked at her, studying the way her eyes darted, the hesitation in her voice. "You didn't just leave me, Clara. You humiliated me. Publicly. Do you even realize that?" "I do," she admitted, voice trembling. "And I regret it. Every single day," I exhaled slowly. "Regret doesn't fix what you broke. But I suppose hearing it is something." "I know I don't deserve it," she said quickly. I can't stop thinking about what I lost. You were everything. And I was stupid. I wanted to snap. Wanted to tell her exactly how much pain she caused me. But I remembered the strength I had been building, the control, the growth. I chose my words carefully. "Clara," I said, voice calm, "I've moved beyond wanting to hurt you. I won't let my anger dictate my life anymore." Her eyes widened. You're calm? After everything?" "Yes," I said, "because I've learned something. True victory isn't revenge. It's rising above the pain. It's building yourself so no one else can control your worth." She looked down, shameful. "I see that now. I thought leaving would make me stronger, but I see you've become something I can't touch. You never could touch me, not truly," I said softly. "Not the way I mattered to myself." She laughed nervously, a small broken sound. I thought I could get away with it, that I could be happy. But seeing you like this, successful, respected, it kills me a little inside." I let her words hang. "That's natural," I said. "You feel consequences. Life has a way of teaching lessons without us asking." Clara's eyes glistened. "I don't expect you to forgive me. I had to say it. I had to tell you, I'm sorry." "Hear you," I said. "And I accept your apology. But that doesn't mean we can go back to how things were. That chapter is closed." Tears slipped down her cheeks. I just wanted a chance to explain. To maybe fix things. You had your chance," I said firmly. "And you made your choice. I'm not here to reopen doors you slammed. But I am here to offer guidance, subtly, if you want to do better. Learn. Grow." She blinked, surprised. "Guidance?" "Yes," I said. "Not because I owe you. Because I've realized real strength comes from lifting others when you can, not tearing them down or letting them destroy you." She nodded slowly. I don't know if I can make it right, but I want to try. Even if it's just myself." "That's all I ask," I said, voice gentle. "Focus on your own growth. Don't let the past define your future." A silence settled between us. I felt the tension ease, replaced by something softer. The old anger, the longing, the hurt, was still there, faint, but it no longer controlled me. I had learned to rise, to reclaim my life, and to see karma not as punishment, but as natural balance. I never realized how strong you've become," Clara whispered. I wish I had known before." I smiled faintly, bittersweet. "The past is gone. The future is what you make of it. And I'm making mine without regret or vengeance." Her hands trembled around her cup. "I'm grateful. Not just for your words, but for showing me what I lost. I'll try. Really try." "You will," I said, standing. And that's enough closure for both of us. As I walked out of the cafe, I felt lighter than I had in months. Clara's world had its own lessons, and I had mine. I didn't need to humiliate her, didn't need to orchestrate her downfall. True power, true satisfaction came from rising above. From me, I whispered to myself, stepping into the crisp evening air, I'm free. Finally, free. CHP.8. I stepped into the office building, the same place where I had once felt invisible, defeated and broken. Now, the air felt different, lighter, charged with a quiet confidence I hadn't known I could possess. Alex appeared from the corner, grinning. "Good morning, champ," he said, looking sharp. "Morning," I replied, smiling genuinely. "It feels good to actually feel sharp." "You've earned it," he said. "No one's giving it to you anymore. You took it for yourself." I laughed softly. "Yeah, I guess I did. It wasn't easy. It's nothing worth it ever is," Alex said, clapping me on the shoulder. Later that afternoon, Mia knocked on my office door, holding 2 coffees. "I thought you might need this," she said, smiling warmly. "Perfect timing," I said. "Thanks." She sat down across from me. "You seem different. More at peace." "I'm proud of you. Thanks, Mia. I finally feel like I'm moving forward, not haunted by the past. Not angry, not bitter. You've come a long way," she said. "Remember when you used to replay every word Clara ever said?" I chuckled. Yeah, it consumed me. I wanted revenge, validation, closure, any excuse to stay angry. But now I realize it wasn't about her. It was about me, finding myself again. Mia nodded. "Exactly. That's the real victory. Not humiliation, not karma, self-worth." Later, Daniel dropped by with his usual grin. "I hear congratulations are in order. Big promotion, huh?" "Yeah," I said, feeling the pride swell. "Finally getting recognized for my work. Feels asterisk empowering." Daniel leaned back, smirking. "You remember how we talked about control? Using your energy wisely, letting karma take care of itself?" I smiled. "I remember, and I get it now. I don't need to orchestrate anyone's downfall. I just needed to reclaim my life." "Good," Daniel said, "because you've done more than reclaim it. You've transformed it." That evening, I decided to revisit the old cafe, the one where Clara and I had spent countless hours planning dreams that now felt like a lifetime ago. I walked in quietly, memories rushing back. The corner table where she sat, laughing. Unaware of the pain she left behind, I approached it and just stared. "Funny," I muttered under my breath. "This place used to hold so much despair, and now nothing but lessons." The barista glanced at me curiously. "You okay, sir?" I smiled faintly. "Yeah, just reflecting." I touched the table, a symbolic gesture, releasing the ghosts that had lingered far too long. "This chapter is over," I whispered. "All of it. Every disappointment, every betrayal released, done." Walking back into the city streets, I felt a lightness I hadn't imagined possible. My phone buzzed. Delix texting. "Celebratory dinner tonight?" I typed back, "Absolutely." Later, at the small restaurant where our group often gathered, I saw familiar faces: Alex, Mia, Daniel, smiles, laughter, easy conversation. I felt grounded, part of something meaningful. "2 new beginnings," Alex said, raising his glass. "2 new beginnings." I echoed the warmth of friendship surrounding me. Mia nudged me playfully. "You've come a long way from brooding over social media posts." I laughed. "Yeah, who would have thought I'd survive that heartbreak and come out happy?" Daniel smirked. "Not just survive, thrive. You've built a life that even your past can't touch." I reflected on Clara, briefly, a faint pang of memory, but it wasn't bitterness. Not anymore. Just recognition. Recognition of a chapter closed, of growth achieved. "She's just a part of the past," I admitted softly. "Not a shadow, not a burden. Just a memory that taught me resilience." Alex raised an eyebrow. "Look at you sounding philosophical." "I like it, earned it," I said. "Pain teaches you lessons, but only if you're willing to listen." And I finally listened. After dinner, I walked home alone for a while, the city lights reflecting on wet pavement from an earlier rain. I felt a surge of clarity. I didn't need validation from anyone, certainly not from her. The successes, the friendships, the growth, they were mine. Fully mine, I stopped at a small park, sitting on a bench we had once visited together. I let the memories wash over me, not as sorrow, but as reminders of the journey I had taken. "I survived heartbreak," I whispered. "I survived betrayal. And I came out stronger, wiser, whole. A cool breeze brushed my face, carrying with it a sense of liberation. I closed my eyes, breathed deeply, and felt the weight of the past lift completely. I thought of the friends who guided me: Alex, steadfast; Mia, kind-hearted; Daniel, wise. I realized that growth didn't happen in isolation. It came through connection, through guidance, through facing challenges head-on and making deliberate choices. I smiled, standing up, and looked at the horizon. The future is mine, I whispered. Not defined by her, not defined by the past. Just me, fully alive. Walking forward, I felt optimism surge, a sense of justice, not revenge, not cruelty, just life unfolding as it should. Clara's regret was hers to bear. Mine was to live freely, and I would. Every single day, I would. For the first time in years, I felt entirely at peace, empowered, free, and ready for whatever came next.